Testing. Hello.
Testing. Hello.
Hiya.
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 Hi.
I thought when you walked in, you came here in just socks. I can see you take off your shoes.
Yeah, no.
So 1 second I'm seeing you come in, and then you're like walking with socks. I'm like, did he drive here in socks?
I got Area 51 socks. Got a UFO abducting a cow. Don't know how many cows there are in the desert,
I don't
but
know if that's Area 51.
it's alien.
I mean, it's aliens, but is it the place?
Yeah.
The secret place
Well,
that
he says.
in Nevada?
I think Area 51 is more of a general catch.
Why didn't anybody just watch Independence Day and then just use that as a map to find out
Yeah.
where it is? Dumbasses.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. To get ourselves a treat.
Episode 49 with Nico.
T-Kettle.
And
Oh, Mark.
Mark's back.
Welcome back to Let's All Go to the Lobby.
That's right. We had to give Mark a redemption episode here. Because that last one, the microphone was not working for you.
It happens. Technical difficulties exist.
I'll take full responsibility, even though I was almost certain. You saw it. I turned the dial.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
I think we might have just put it on the wrong one. And
Yeah, probably.
and my dumbass was like, that looks right.
Yep.
I forgot all. I don't remember.
No, it's all good.
It's a blur.
It's a blur.
Yep. We have a lot to talk about today, fellas.
We do.
We do.
I gotta pull the notes out.
Pull these notes out, baby. Did you do a list, Mark, or are you just gonna... But you watched the trailers, right?
I did watch the trailer.
All right,
We'll
sweet.
get to that, right?
Yes.
We'll get to that.
All right.
With-
Let's just get... you just want to jump in? Just
Yeah,
jump in?
yeah.
All right, let's just get into the news.
Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
I do the cha-cha like a sissy girl.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore!
News might just be something I love.
Back to you, fuckers!
So, James Bond has a new title. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, No Time to Die. It's pretty great, dude.
Yeah.
And there's also a new Matrix movie.
Yeah.
Lana Wachowski's coming back. What the fuck is this, dude? What the fuck is this? What is Sony doing? Like, what is happening right now? Okay? I'm sorry for the headphone users.
Dude, watch. It's a negotiation tactic.
Nah, dude. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Spider-Man is basically out of the MCU because Marvel and Disney and Sony have basically come at an impasse when it comes to the deal. Because I'm not like the best when it comes to corporate politics. There's actually a YouTuber, I don't know if you guys have heard of him, called Midnight Edge. Have you guys watched him?
I think you brought him up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's so you've seen it?
No, I haven't seen him, but I think you've mentioned
Yeah,
him.
I've
which
mentioned him
sounded
a couple
interesting.
times. Yeah, it's like he follows more the corporate politics side of the movie industry. So I guarantee you, when this news hit, that dude was just like, he's like, oh, like he was ready.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna link his channel in the description because I guarantee you he can explain like all the intricacies of the deal like much better than we can. But basically, after Far From Home, that was technically the last film under the Marvel Disney co-produced Sony banner, so they had to renegotiate the contract. Apparently, word is Disney wanted a 50-50 split down the middle, which is a lot. I will admit, that is a lot when it comes to film stuff. But you got to keep in mind, not trying to paint Disney as the good or bad guys here, but Disney was the ones actually making the movies. Like, they were the ones doing all the creative heavy lifting, and then Sony basically got all the profits. Whereas Marvel got 5% of the total gross and all the merchandising rights.
Which is fine because they invested $8 billion into it and made $40 billion out of the MCU.
Yeah.
They made 5 times the amount that they put into it.
Yeah. So they want Spider-Man back. So, but 50-50 is crazy. There's also new rumors coming out now that Disney said, okay, we'll go down to 25%, but then Sony came back and were like, no.
That's
They're
so
like, no.
reasonable.
It is reasonable, right? Come on, man. So what does this mean? So Spider-Man's out of the MCU now, so now Sony has the full rights back. So for the MCU Spider-Man, the end of Far From Home, that's it. Like, that's it.
And
for
it left
Spider-Man.
on a cliffhanger.
It left on a cliffhanger, so like that's it. So they're just never going to explain that. And if they explain it in the next Spider-Man movie, which apparently is going to star Tom Holland still, that movie's not going to be canon to the MCU. So it's a complicated mess, and it just doesn't make any sense. What do you guys think?
Well, I think that Disney should just bite the bullet and just fucking make the people happy. They should just go with the deal, whatever they can get. They're gonna be making a ton of bank, not even just on, but like video game sales too. Apparently, because apparently they get money from the PS4, the Avengers game that's gonna be coming out and stuff.
I'm sure they get a cut of anything that has their brand attached to it.
Yeah, anything that really has Spider-Man attached to it.
The weird thing is like, yeah, I kind of agree because I don't think either studio is in the right or wrong necessarily. It's easy to point fingers at Sony because it's easy to make them the villains.
Sure.
But in the situation, I'm like, ugh, it's hard for me not to just hate Sony. But Disney probably should have been like, look, you know how much money they made this year? Already, they're the biggest money-making studio of all time. They had 8 films go over $1 billion this year. That's crazy.
And they have Frozen 2 coming out.
And they got Frozen 2 come out. That'll probably
and
hit
Star
$1 billion.
Wars.
And Star Wars, dude. They're gonna make so much money.
They'll be fine. That's the point.
And the streaming service.
Yeah, so it's kind
of
yeah. So it's kind of like why didn't Disney just be like, all right, listen, like
we can't have an MCU without this character. Otherwise, it's just gonna be confusing as shit. We're gonna have to like backtrack and like remove things.
They built him up as the next Iron Man.
Yes.
So they kind of wrote themselves into a corner now. Because
they're making their job harder by not accepting it.
Yeah, they probably should have just acquiesced to Sony, but Disney was probably like, maybe their pride was too big. I don't know. Maybe it was just greed. They're like, look, we don't want to play fiddle to Sony. We're Disney.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's pretty unacceptable.
It sucks because now Sony has the rights to Spider-Man back, so that means they're probably going to put Spider-Man in Venom 2, which is it's just weird because now you got Tom Holland as Spider-Man, who plays Spider-Man both in the MCU and non-MCU stories. However, if they make a Spider-Man 3, that's a sequel to Far From Home where they can't mention the MCU at all, which would just be weird, that would be a non-canon sequel to Far From Home.
So they would recast. Are you saying they recast everybody?
I don't think they would
recast them.
They wouldn't recast everybody,
they
but
would just not mention it.
They would just not mention the MCU.
That's so funny.
You know what might happen? This is a prediction that I have. Is you know how they sold Avengers Tower in the Avengers movies, whatever, and it's like, what's that going to be? I guarantee you, in the MCU, they're going to turn it into the Baxter Building, which is the Fantastic Four building. But in this new Sony Spider-Man verse, they're going to turn it into like the Osborn Tower, you know. So now there's going to be continuity errors between both of these things with the same actor. How is Sony expecting the general audience to understand this stuff? They're going to be so confused.
I don't know.
It's just a mess, dude. This has never happened in the movie industry ever. The closest thing was James Bond, bringing it back to him with Never Say Never Again. You know, when Roger Moore was James Bond and then a different production company was like, you know what, we want to make a James Bond film. Let's bring back Sean Connery and make like a, for lack of a better word, like Logan-esque kind of like swan song for him.
Well, yeah, but the chronology's never like, it's not in order necessarily. So
yeah.
I think that made that clear.
Well, the thing is, like, they were released the same year, so there were 2 James Bond films released the same year with 2 different actors. So it's like, what?
Yeah.
It was weird. You know, and Never Say Never Again is not canon, technically. Like, they don't count that as a James Bond movie. You know? So it's kind of like, that's kind of what's happening with Spider-Man, is like, it's just Sony's going to put him in all their shitty films, like Morbius and, like, Venom, and it's like, why?
I'll be honest, I think it's going to work out.
Do you really think it is?
I think that because people don't really understand what's going on with this, and because, like you said, it's easy to paint Sony as the villain, that when they get all this backlash, they're just gonna be like, all right, let's make a deal.
Maybe, yeah, because I guarantee you, Bob Iger and Disney, they're just not gonna like. I don't picture them, especially with all the groundwork they've laid.
Who would leak it on Sony's end if you can tell from the get-go that they're gonna get a massive amount of a negative public opinion thrown at them?
Yeah.
Why would you, as a Sony representative, leak that? Oh yeah, the deal fell through. So the negotiation tactic is not a bad theory.
Sony leaked it?
No, Disney leaked it.
So
well,
to get public opinion against Sony,
because of course everybody's going to be on the side of Disney.
Of course.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it was Sony that said no.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
Yeah,
that's why I think
I did think of that too. Actually, it's like you're right. Probably Disney is probably letting the court of public opinion have such backlash against Sony, and it's working. I'm gonna be real. Like, it pissed me off as a huge MCU fan.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you?
I think out of everybody, I feel bad mostly for Tom Holland.
Yeah, me too.
There's a possibility he might not have a job anymore.
I know, right? But that means they can do anything with Spider-Man. They could reboot him again. They could which I pray they don't do, and I don't think they will. I think they'll make just non-canon sequels to the Tom Holland films, which is weird to me.
And there's so many people that are like, I'm going to boycott this. I would also not watch that.
And I agree with you, Tyler. I still think that you can't make a movie like Far From Home and Disney not tell you, yeah, look, we're negotiating with them and it's not going well, guys. It's like they had to have known 3 to 5 years ago, or not even 3 to 5 years ago, but Infinity War, that maybe he won't come back next year because it's we can't do much with it.
You know what?
That is true.
I think you're right, because I think both studios had an agenda from the start.
Yeah.
Because Sony ruined Spider-Man twice before. Even though I like Spider-Man 3, I'll just say it those Spider-Man 3 and Amazing Spider-Man 2 especially ruined those franchises, ruined those films.
Yeah.
So I think on Sony's end, they used it as a way to finally get the creative team behind Spider-Man that he needed, because they knew that they weren't going to make a Spider-Man movie as good as Marvel. So they gave it to Marvel temporarily, and they're like, make the movies for us, and then we'll take it from there. We'll take it back.
Yeah.
And then on Disney's end, I think their goal was all right, we're going to dip our toes a little bit now into this pool here, and basically Disney's just trying to get him back. And I think that cliffhanger now, Disney did that on purpose to be like, oh yeah.
Well, we're not done yet.
Yeah, we're not done yet. So now, what are you gonna do, Sony?
They don't care about that though.
Yeah, no, it's probably not.
Actually, it probably works out better for them because
Yeah, that's true.
Marvel's gonna fail at some point in time or whatever. They're failing if they can't get him back.
I mean, you mean with Spider-Man?
Yeah, they can't get him back.
No, I mean, Sony's putting up a fight, man. A lot of people think Disney is this all-powerful corporation, and they are, but there are a lot of them out there. You can't, Sony's not all-powerful. They can't just snap their fingers and have everything come back like the Hulk. You know what I mean?
Oh boy.
Yeah, they did get the Hulk back, and no one knows how they got all the Hulk rights back. Because they're doing a She-Hulk one.
That's true. So does that mean the Universal? Yeah.
I guess that's a good way to jump into their...
They announced at D23. They announced a bunch of new shows. We'll touch on that real quick just to break things up. Moon Knight, finally.
Yeah, my brother's super amped for that.
Finally, he's coming. I'm like, that is sick. And She-Hulk, who I think Paula Patton would be a great She-Hulk. I've always said that. And I don't know if you guys know who that is. She's an actress. She was in Mission Impossible.
Which one?
Ghost Protocol.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I always thought she'd be great because in the comics, She-Hulk is the cousin of the Hulk.
Uh-huh.
And it's yeah, that's really cool.
Mark's a big fan of She-Hulk.
Yeah, She-Hulk's great. Jennifer, what's her name again? Jennifer? I can't remember her name. Jennifer something. Jennifer Walters, that's what it is. She's a lawyer. It's pretty cool. And Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan. A lot of people are probably excited about this. I'm not a big fan of Kamala Khan as a character. I find her a little bit overrated. A lot of people are calling her the new Peter Parker because she's so relatable, and I'm like...
You talking about Miss Marvel?
Miss Marvel, yeah. Not Captain Marvel. Miss Marvel. Yeah. And I'm like, all right. I mean, I never found her character that appealing.
I kind of like her, actually.
You do? Yeah, a lot of people do, but I just never found her. Do you like Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel?
Yes, I like the...
I'm in the minority.
She's got a fun personality.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Gwenpool of the modern day kind of younger female reboots of some of the characters. Gwenpool's one of my favorites.
Yeah, Gwenpool's cool. What else did they announce? So those were the 3 shows.
Those were the 3.
And then they announced that Kit Harington will be the Black Knight in the Eternals movie.
Ooh.
And my friend Mitch is over the moon. Me and my friend David used to tease our friend Mitch and be like, nah, they're never going to put Black Knight in the MCU. And we would be like, Black Knight. And it's like, you're going to see the Black Knight movie? Or when they were announcing at Comic-Con the Phase 4 movies, I was with Mitch and I'm like, dude, guess what? They announced the Black Knight movie. And he's like, really? I'm like, nah. You know?
Oh, that's mean.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's funny. It's
fun.
And he's coming now.
He is coming.
Dane Whitman's coming. Crazy.
You were wrong.
Yeah, it is something because, like you said before, when we were talking about it, he is like he's been there for years. He's been there since like the '60s, but he's also like such a lower tier character.
He really is.
That, like and like I know that they might even give him a movie.
Yeah.
Like I'm not surprised they're throwing him in. I mean, I'm kind of surprised they're throwing him into an Eternals movie because it doesn't really match with
that's
rest
weird.
of the characters.
Yeah, even Mitch was like that. Like, why is he an Eternals? But because he apparently the description said he's not an Eternal, but he's just in the movie.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, okay, well, how is he gonna fit that?
I don't know anything about
The Eternals are like
but the Miss Marvel, she's supposed to be an Inhuman, and they haven't done anything. They have not re-acknowledged the Inhuman since it like just blew up in their faces.
Nope, that show I bet that show's not even
That's
canon.
on Hulu, right?
I think
that was on ABC.
ABC. That's what it was.
Inhumans. They did the release, the IMAX release for like the first episode or two, and that was not received well.
That's so weird.
I totally forgot about that.
Out of all of the things that you could do like that with, why not because we were just watching like the Mandalorian trailer right before you got here, and it looks fucking awesome. It looks like a movie. Like that is something that you would put in IMAX, but something like an ABC show.
It's like
get the fuck out of here.
No, it was bad. It was bad. I totally forgot that show even existed. But wow.
Yeah, Lex. In November of 2018, it would have been the movie. It would have been culminated in all the movies.
That's true.
All the shows and all the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that would have culminated in Inhumans.
Mm-hmm. This is crazy. But going back to Spider-Man though, final thoughts. Hate it. I hate what's happening.
Hate it, but it'll probably work out. And you know, if we were in that situation, we would definitely have done things differently.
Absolutely.
I think that. I mean, it's kind of hard because we're a fan, but I expect that if you're a part of that, you should be a fan too.
Yeah. Oh, I will say though that insiders did say, I was going to mention this. They came out and said that they think they can do well without Feige because Feige's not going to be a part of those Spider-Man films anymore. And they came out and they're like, yeah, we can. It's like we think we'll do fine without Feige, and it's like, can you though? Can you?
That's kind of fucked up.
Let's look at your track record, Sony. Let's look at your track record with Spider-Man. You think you can do well without Feige? I mean, and then they said that they got a huge boost of confidence when Spider-Verse did well and Venom did well. Look, Venom doing well is a complete fluke. If you go by domestic numbers, that movie flopped, okay? And the critical reception of Venom was abysmal. People hated it. So to consider Venom a success, I know that studios only care about money, but still, to call Venom a success is a bit of a stretch. Spider-Verse was a success, but that was also kind of a fluke on Sony's part, because Sony's been known to just shit on Spider-Man all the time.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, we could do good without Feige. It's like, can you though? You're making a Morbius movie, dude. Who the hell cares about Morbius, the living vampire?
If Black Knight's a D-list, Morbius is like a
it's like
E-list.
E-list.
F-list.
F-list, yeah, like F this list. Yeah, so, but if you guys want...
no one really cares about that character.
No. But, they're going to pop Tom Holland right in there. They'll boost that movie up, I guarantee it. Oh, gosh, Sony. Okay. If you guys want to know more about this deal, I linked Midnight's Edge in the description. I would highly recommend checking that out because those guys know what they're talking about when it comes to corporate politics. And they already, literally the day of, they had a video out, and then the next day they had another video out about it. So that's content for them. And so yeah, if you guys don't want three schmucks in a bedroom talking about it, go listen to them because they know more about it. All right, that's pretty much all for the news.
Yeah.
Biggest news.
But we have a ton of trailers.
We got a ton of trailers. Trailers, by the way, I'm super excited for a couple of them.
Coming soon to a theater near you.
A Hidden Life.
Hidden Life.
I'm there.
There's something about the beginning of this trailer that was really like giving me like Dr. Zhivago like vibes or whatever. Like,
yeah. Have you seen any Terrence Malick movie or no?
Yeah. I've seen Days of Heaven.
Okay.
And maybe something else. I don't know.
But have you seen Tree of Life?
We know.
I know exactly.
Why are you asking me?
You gotta watch Tree of Life, man, because Tree of Life really establishes this guy's style.
Yeah.
You know, I don't.
We'll get there.
Do you know anything about Terrence Malick?
I've been meaning to watch Tree of Life like Tyler, but it's just.
Oh well, we're supposed to watch it relatively soon. We'll come up with a time.
Terrence Malick is like one of the most ethereal, artsy. Just I don't even know how to explain it. Like
that's ethereal's a perfect word
yeah,
for
ethereal, very artsy, very philosophical kind of filmmaking. Like there really is no plot to a lot of his movies. There's just like a lot of beautiful shots of just nature and like voiceover talking about the meaning of life, and it's really crazy. Mm-hmm. And you have to be in the mood to watch his films. But I love Terrence Malick and I love Tree of Life. But this one I was excited for because before it was released, he said that A Hidden Life would actually be a little more structured than his previous films, and it looks like it. It looks like there's actually a plot to this film, which is kind of not new for Terrence Malick, but he hasn't done it in a while.
Yeah.
So
I find it funny that I was riling against World War II movies.
Yeah.
And then like a few days later, I see Terrence Malick has announced. He is releasing soon a World War II movie, and I'm
that's
like,
true.
okay,
that's where I'll come in and disagree. I'm still standing by it. I don't know if I'm going to be crazy about the substance of this movie.
But it's not really a war movie. It's more like a character study.
We'll definitely see what he has to offer.
How many characters can you see in a World War II setting after seeing it so many? I've seen
that's
so
true.
many. The only side I have not seen is the Japanese side.
Yeah, that's true actually.
Like I never watched like Grave of the Fireflies or any of the movies that dealt with the bombings that they did of it.
Yeah.
But like I've never seen someone just talk about the Japanese people, how they felt about World War II.
I know. It's always about Nazis or Americans versus Nazis.
Americans versus Nazis, American and British people versus Nazis, French people versus Nazis.
Those movies exist, so definitely
Germans versus Nazis.
Yeah, exactly, like Valkyrie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. See, it's Terrence Malick, so I have to be excited about it.
Mm-hmm. I think it looks real pretty. Like every shot in that trailer was like gorgeous.
Dude. That's
Jews in
Malick.
concentration camps. That's another one.
Yeah.
That's another one I thought of.
Yeah, there's tons of them. But I'll definitely watch it. I definitely don't think I'm as excited as you are.
What's the one they were making fun of in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? That like Leonardo DiCaprio's character. He's like, yeah, I was up for that movie, but Steve McQueen got it.
Great Escape. Great movie.
Oh yeah, that was great.
So good. It's like a cartoon, man.
And
that movie is
about
a cartoon.
Americans.
The movie is a cartoon. They're just like coming up with like really like stupid ways of like getting out. One of them, they hop into these like. They cut down like Everest trees and stuff like that, and they're in there, so they take the pitchforks to try to like see if anybody's in there, and they're like, all right, I'm coming out, like, because they don't want to get stabbed to death.
That movie is like a total cartoon though, because it takes a weird comedic thing to concentration camps, because the concentration camps that were in Great Escape are not what they were like in real life.
No, not
like
at all.
the Germans were like goofing off with them and like having fun with them, and I'm this is weird. Like,
but it wasn't a concentration camp though. It was a POW camp.
Oh, okay.
Steve Martin film, like a family friendly film.
Yeah,
definitely not the right tone, but
I'm gonna pitch that to someone. Steve Martin does a World War II. It's a comedy movie.
It's just gonna be like a non-cerebral Doctor Strangelove.
Yeah, and Ice-T needs to be. Are we there yet? 3.
Ice Cube.
Dachau.
Ice Cube, not Ice Tea.
Ice Cube.
Right. See,
if he watches this, hopefully he doesn't get mad at me.
Right. Yeah. He's definitely one of our subscribers.
I'll see it on Twitter.
See, I knew I was gonna fight with you over this a little bit. And a couple other trailers, which we'll get to. But A Hidden Life, man, I just love it because Terrence Malick always like has such a philosophical, like, undertone to his films. Mm-hmm. And they're always like so profound in a way, and it also looks like it's touching on faith, which might kind of hit home for me as well a lot. I don't really know what Terrence Malick's faith is, but he's probably gonna touch on it in this movie because this is about a conscientious objector for the Nazis and stuff like that, and he doesn't want to fight for them. And I think it's gonna raise a lot of questions about humanity and love and pretty much all of Terrence Malick's go-tos,
Yeah.
So
Oh, I didn't know he was 75.
Yeah, he's old. He's also a recluse. He doesn't really do interviews. He doesn't really go out. I love
surprised
him.
he even makes movies. I'm gonna be honest.
He just does. I love him because he makes the movies he wants to make, and then that's it. He just goes back home and chills, and then does it again years later.
He just goes out, chill, like makes a movie, goes home and chills.
Yeah, exactly. Like he doesn't do interviews. That's why I think he's not pretentious. Like I do not think him as a person is pretentious because he doesn't talk about his films. He just makes them. He's not like Lars von Trier or Gasparno, who's like, ask me what it means. I want someone to ask me. It's like they're not like that. You know what I mean? It's like Terrence Malick. He just makes them. He makes the films he wants to make, and that's it. You know. He doesn't have a pretentious personality.
Mm-hmm. Well, for me, it's we'll see. I'm gonna see it, but I'm not sure where I stand on it. I'm gonna see it. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Is that it for A Hidden Life? All right.
So.
All right. Next one. Underwater. Will Eubank's new film. This was on my most anticipated list. Remember when I said I hope Will Eubank, because he has a bigger budget, doesn't acquiesce to the big studio and make like just kind of your typical big budget film.
And that's what he does?
It kind of has hints of that.
Yeah.
In this film.
Yeah,
it kind of looks like...
Totally.
Because this is his first big budget film. So he's like, I think I'll just make a big budget movie.
Look at Will. I've never heard of Will Eubank.
Oh, he's an indie director. He did Love and
You
The
saw
Signal.
Love?
No, that was Jake who saw Love.
No, you saw Love. He saw it in theaters.
Oh, did you?
Love.
The Angels and Airwaves movie?
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
That was so long ago, right?
Oh,
Wow.
God.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Wow, you saw it in theaters?
Yeah.
Dang.
Oh, God.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's that director.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
And then he also did The Signal.
I don't want to see it now.
What? Love was such a good movie. Though.
You didn't like it?
I don't remember Love enough to make a... I saw it when I was, like, coming out of high school.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And I, like, hardly remember it.
Love reminds me a lot of Terrence Malick movies, actually. Because it's very philosophical. It kind of jumps all over the place. And it's very symbolic in nature. Very artsy kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And The Signal's kind of like that, too. It's kind of artsy and slow burn and stuff like that. But a little more linear.
Yeah.
I guess you could say. And this just looks like he's straight up going like he's just making a movie. You know? So, but I still have faith that he can still do something interesting with it. Because there was a couple shots in there where I'm like, that's complete Will Eubank right there. Like when she's falling in slow motion, like in the middle of the screen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, that's a Will Eubank shot right there. Like that's sick. You know?
You'd have to sell me on it. I watched it and I was like...
Alien Under the Ocean. That's
it
all
doesn't
you
sell.
need.
It doesn't.
That sells me.
It doesn't. I mean, yeah, I'm not really that interested in that. I mean, it's whatever.
This guy, you don't like it in life?
I actually was gonna start the trailer section by saying, "Hey, I'm a real piece of shit." I just thought I'd throw that out.
Don't like it. Hidden Life.
I don't like anything.
Or Underwater.
Yeah.
You don't like anything, man. What do you like? Is there any trailers in here you did like?
Oh, we'll come to that if we get there.
Okay. Yeah. Underwater. I'm still excited because I have faith in Will Eubank. And, but yeah, it's kind of like, it's an underwater creature feature. It kind of looks like it's like The Abyss.
Mm-hmm.
What was that one? I can't remember what it's called. The Abyss. You know, Alien Under the Sea. There's a couple underwater creature features that some dude on Stardust listed off, and I can't remember all of them.
Why can't we just make a movie where like the mer people discover humans? Like that's the creature. It's a reverse rule thing.
Kind of like a District 9 type thing, where it's like the humans are the bad guys.
Yeah, the humans.
Well, that could be cool.
It could be cool.
I'll send it off to.
Maybe that's.
I'll send it off to Universal.
Yeah, do it.
Maybe it ends with like the alien going back to like, honey, you'll never believe what I just saw.
Yeah, exactly. I saw Kristen freaking Stewart with short hair, the way T-Kettle likes it.
He puts his suitcase down, honey. You're not gonna believe it.
I think it looks interesting. It looks very dark, gritty, murky, which is a pun. Get it?
Yeah.
And I appreciate Will Eubank because he's responded
He's
to
your
me.
boy.
He's my boy. He's responded to me before.
Oh, he's talked to you before?
Yes, he has.
There you go. What do you say?
I asked him like when Underwater's coming out, and he told me.
Thanks, man.
Mm-hmm. I've also talked to Gunnar Wright, who was the star of Love and who's in this film as well.
Mm-hmm.
He also responded to me.
And what did he say to you? Hey, man, thanks.
He's like, hey, man, thanks. I asked to interview Will Eubank once, and he's like, time and place to let me know. And then, he just never kind of responded to the text after that.
You have his phone number?
No, I this is like on Twitter and DMs and stuff.
I was like, oh, dang, he's got a director's phone number.
No, DMs and stuff.
That'd be sick.
It would be. It would be. Aim that fan a little bit toward here, because I am dying up in here. Sweating, pop them up. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I got faith in my boy. Okay. All right.
Sorry.
I have a feeling you might at least like this next one, T-Kettle. Did I just delete it? Hold on. Antlers.
Oh,
yes.
Did you like it?
What was the first movie that you thought of when you saw this trailer?
Hereditary?
Oh, never mind. We're definitely Babadook for me.
Oh, no, yeah, Babadook.
Yeah. I mean, I liked the idea of Babadook, and like I think it looked good. I think this movie looks pretty good. But I don't really like the ending of Babadook, so I don't know.
Sorry, I just deleted my notes. I'm trying to get them back right now.
All right, it's time for me to host it.
Yeah,
so,
go ahead.
No, yeah, Antlers. What do you think?
I think it looks real good. It looks really atmospheric, and it's by Scott Cooper, who did Out of the Furnace and Crazy Heart. I love Crazy Heart. I didn't see Out of the Furnace, but I loved Crazy Heart. Mm-hmm. And horror is just does not seem like a genre he would ever. Yeah, that's true. But I mean,
producing it.
He's producing it. He's producing a lot now.
Yeah.
But
you know what that means, right?
What?
He's the new Sam Raimi.
Oh yeah, pretty much. He pretty much is. But Scott Cooper does not strike me as a director who would ever even dabble in horror. Like Crazy Heart and Out of the Furnace are very heavy indie dramas, you know, about like PTSD and like alcoholism.
I don't know. Alcoholism. I don't think I think we've talked about this before. I don't think the director should be like have like a type.
No, me neither. But it's just it's a welcome surprise where it's like, oh, okay, like that's cool.
Yeah. Mark, what are your thoughts on it?
So I watched the trailer, and then I looked at the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I found that it was based off a short story with one of the guys. I believe he adapted it for the screenplay along with some other writers. Mm-hmm. And so I found the story, and I read.
Read it?
Oh, wow.
I read parts of it.
Okay.
Interesting.
It was not. I did not like it.
You did not like it?
Really? How long was the story? Like
it was rather. It's considered a short story, but it was rather. It seemed like it was long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It didn't have like pages. It was just I was on like a blog or something like that. And I was just scrolling down on it.
Oh, The Quiet Boy? Is that what it was?
Yeah, The Quiet Boy, something like that. I actually took screenshots of it as
sure.
To read here?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you got?
Hit us with an excerpt.
She ordered 2 large pizzas from Paul's, the local place, thinking she could put leftovers in the fridge. What kid doesn't like pizza for breakfast?
Is that really a lie?
When she sat back down with him, she noticed again his frailness, his bird-like shoulders. Her desire to help him, to protect him, swelled up stronger than ever. Now that she knew how he had been living, she wondered if he was suffering from serious malnutrition. There's that. Because it's so the bears he mentions in it are his family members.
Yeah.
That we could not tell that.
Yeah.
This is earlier in this. This is earlier in it, and this actually kind of might connect with you because you mentioned he has a tendency to display alcoholism, or at least the effects of it.
Yeah.
She guessed Lucas's father was probably an alcoholic.
Okay.
Maybe a bad one, and Lucas was probably one of those kids who have to parent the parent. Okay. Clean up, put his brother to bed on nights when Dad stumbled in later, passed out early, and that thing about little wolves getting rabies. He spelled rabies wrong.
Oh my god!
It's a kid. It's like an 8-year-old kid. It's like a 4th grader. Was Lucas afraid of his brother, probably younger and more impressionable, looked up to Dad? Oh, because his brother. Okay, I can't read. Might one day become him. Was she reading too much into it? She went to bed with the story kicking around her mind. Shapes of wolves slotched through her dreams, surely with black matted fur.
What?
It was just it was just a weird.
It seems psychological. I mean, the trailer seems psychological more
Seems
than
thematic.
yeah. So here's the.
It might be good. It might be good.
It might be good.
It might be good if it's long form. Here's the synopsis for the movie. I'm curious to see if the synopsis fits the short story, like only a little bit, a lot, all of it, whatever. A small-town Oregon teacher and her brother, the local sheriff, become entwined with a young student harboring a dangerous secret with frightening consequences.
I didn't think the brother, the sheriff, because they showed they mentioned the sheriff in the story. I didn't see any connection to it. I thought she was like alone. She was like just living there by herself or something like that.
Okay,
yeah. It's about the same. Like she just gets curious about it.
Mm-hmm.
She goes to investigate it.
Okay, so me and Nico seem pretty good on it. You're like
maybe if we read the story
great,
though,
you're not great on it right now. Like the movie, like interested in it.
No, I mean I'm not interested in it just because like it looks like I saw it. I thought okay, it's zombies or they're cannibals or something like that.
Yeah,
something that's happened like that, and like I've seen those things before, and it didn't offer much. Even though I like Kerry Russell because I like the Americans.
Yeah.
I didn't see much that offered a viewing on my part. But I mean, if it's good, if it's worthy of a viewing, I mean, I consider it.
Well, yeah. I see. The way I see it is whatever monster that they end up like having in it is just going to be like a. They're going to represent something.
Yeah, the monster was in us.
Like adults that don't have responsibility. Like they don't.
What was that one movie with the zombie comedy movie?
Which one? Oh,
Warm Bodies?
Little Monsters or
Little Monsters is coming out soon.
Yeah,
I think that looks good. You weren't like too.
No, I was pretty all right on it. He was the one who was not.
Oh, was it the other way around?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, I was a little.
But, so I just gotta say, cool. We've never done anything like that. You got the short stories like.
Yeah, man.
I looked at it. I was like curious because like it marketed it as the Guillermo del Toro, so I'm like, oh, maybe he wrote the story, or maybe he was actually directing it, and I found out he was a producer on it. Okay. And then I saw, it's based off a short story, so, unless it's like a story from like the 1950s, you can generally find them. So I'm like, I've looked it up, read a little bit of it, and then...
Good stuff.
Oh, well, that's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I should. I kind of want to read it now. I ain't gonna lie. I might go home.
Yeah, you might like it. I mean, it's like I think it links. If you look it up on the Wikipedia page for the movie, it links it.
Okay.
Like it links the one of the citations.
It'd be kind of cool to like go into a movie with like knowing the short story, like having. Because I never do that. I never really do that stuff.
Yeah,
That'd be kind of a cool experience.
It would be.
Well, didn't you? You didn't read Dune, right?
No. Dune's long.
Dune
it's
Dune
like...
is long.
I won't be able to finish it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, you have like another year and a half. It's not coming out until 2021, so...
I don't have enough time. I'm going to stand by that.
Yeah, I'm going to be I buy books and I just don't even open them, and I hate doing it.
Yeah.
I want to read them, but...
Yeah, they mock me. And they do. I do the same thing. I buy books. I'm like, I'm going to read that book. Let's sit down and read you, and then...
Never do it.
Yeah, I just never do it.
Just put in more Overwatch or something.
Exactly, like you just put video games. Like, I do the same thing. By the way, I played Fortnite for the first time in like months the other day.
Yeah.
Had one of the best games of my life. It was the craziest thing. I thought I was going to be absolute ass. It was like, I got this one kill. It was insane. I don't know if did I tell you this?
You did tell me this.
Okay. I didn't tell Mark. So you know like those hover like snowboards or whatever?
It's a new thing.
It's a
newer thing. Okay. Like I hopped on one and this dude was shooting at me trying to kill me, but I was just like doing the hover snowboard thing, like just kind of taunting him. Just kind of like juking him, and he's trying to shoot me, and I'm just like going around him on this snowboard. I literally just point my gun in any direction, pop, one shot, got him. I was like, dude.
That's sick.
I didn't even aim. I was literally just doing backflips on a freaking like snowboard, and I just popped this guy. I'm like, damn.
All I know is that I don't want to stay too long on Fortnite, but all I know, because I don't know if it's. I didn't mean to bring up video games.
No, go ahead, dude. We make divergences all the time.
The mechs. I don't get what the mechs are.
Yeah, I played with them a couple times. Like I remember David came up to me, and he was like, "Dude, Fortnite's changed so much," because he played it for the first time in a while. And he was like, "We got mechs now," and I'm like, "What?" So I had to check it out, and yeah, the mechs are so overpowered.
Like, I don't even know how you can defeat those. Like, I remember when they did the Thanos thing last year, the Thanos event, and I'm like, how can you defeat Thanos when he has, like...
Yeah.
That's kind of the point.
Yeah, that was kind of like the inside joke. The mechs you can defeat by someone... Actually, I was in a mech. Someone jumped in my back because it's a two-person mech.
Oh, okay.
And one person controls it, and you can stomp and, like, hit things, whatever.
Okay.
And then if someone gets in your back, they can actually shoot the weapons. But sometimes the enemy can get into your back and hit the self-destruct button. So I actually died one time from that.
Like, oh, that's kind of actually cool.
Yeah.
That's actually a cool way of destroying the... Like, they can get inside the robot itself.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I wonder if that's a new thing. They might have patched it, because I heard they did... From someone, they told me that they put in less mechs, and like, they nerfed them a little bit, so that's probably a good thing. But yeah, I haven't played Fortnite. I'm an Apex man right now, so...
Back to where we were, fellas.
Overwatch?
We're moving on to... Rambo 5 Trailer 2.
So Apex,
Yes, it actually fits. So
Yeah.
Rambo is just an Apex character.
Pretty much. Did this sell you any more?
No, fuck no, I'm done. No.
It didn't sell me much either. I'm a little less cynical about it. I mean, that's the friggin' tagline of the show. Nico's less cynical than T-Kettle.
Yeah.
But
that sounds about right.
Works.
yeah, but it didn't sell me. Mitch actually, our friend Mitch put it in a good way. He said it looks like Rambo meets Taken, and it's just
Yeah, that's kind of true.
because his like niece gets taken,
Oh boy.
and like seems about right.
I mean, I like a good... I was, like, looking into the Equalizer, too, because I wanted to see that last year, and I never got around to it.
Yeah.
I never saw the first Equalizer.
First
but
one's okay.
I like kind of, like, overly dramatic... Are they, like, are they vigilante films?
I guess
is
you
that
would
what
say.
it is?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, it looked fine. I've never watched the Rambo movies. I really have... It did not make me want to watch the original ones.
Yeah. The first
They're
Rambo
completely
movie.
different, though.
Yeah,
Is
the
it?
first
That's what he was
Rambo
telling me.
movie. The first Rambo movie is a very different film. It's very low budget. It's almost like a commentary on Vietnam and like PTSD from Vietnam, and it was like one of the first movies to really touch on that. And it's very emotional, very serious. And then I think it was made in the 70s.
It's kind of like an apocalypse now.
It's like what happens after apocalypse
Yeah.
now,
Oh, okay.
sort of thing.
Yeah.
And
So, what's that? The Deer Hunter.
something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's actually a pretty good description of the first Rambo. It's a commentary on how Vietnam veterans were treated when they came back home, and how they were disrespected a lot of the time, and how they came back messed up, and they did not like, it wasn't like World War II where soldiers came home with like welcoming arms. Vietnam veterans did not come home to a welcome wagon. You know, there was a lot of animosity toward Vietnam and the war and soldiers.
Rightfully so.
Yeah. And I don't know if I'd blame the soldiers, as a lot of people did, but they did treat soldiers pretty badly back then for the Vietnam. And but yeah, that war was terrible. It should have never happened.
Yep.
I don't even know why did it even happen? I went through like history classes to find out why. I don't even know.
We were helping out
the French, right?
Well, the British were there, and they were kind of keeping tabs on the whole thing or whatever, and there was like a rebellion kind of like happening,
In Vietnam?
and like one of the French soldiers or like units like took over the watch for the British for a minute or whatever, and then they ended up shooting. The rebellion ended up shooting one of the French soldiers, and they're like, "Well, they escalated really quickly. Like it was an accident.
Stupid war.
It was stupid.
Should have never
Vietnam
happened.
War.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was watching some of.
I thought. I mean, I
was
think
watching
the
some of
Vietnam.
Vietnam.
I think the Vietnam War was just we were trying to get rid of communism.
I don't really know why we were in it. I was watching like some of the Vietnam documentary.
Oh,
that's on.
he asked how it just generally started.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know how we got involved. Really, I'd have to watch more of it. But yeah,
it's crazy. But anyway, it's a very serious film. And then when the 80s came around, like Rambo just became like a cartoon. Like Rambo 2 and 3 are just like cartoons. And then Rambo 4, which is just called Rambo, kind of went back to the more gritty style of the first one, but just amplified it like crazy. Like that was such a bloody, just like really gross movie, like really brutal.
Mm-hmm.
The first one's not like that brutal. It's more like psychological in a sense. And yeah, now this is the fifth one.
First one is First Blood, right?
First Blood, yeah.
Is
it's
that
just called First Blood.
First Blood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it sounds like we're kind of in agreement.
Yeah.
me more so than, or never mind, more extreme, of course, me,
Yes.
because I suck. Let's just move on, because we got a couple more to talk about.
Motherless Brooklyn.
Motherless Brooklyn.
Edward Norton's, is this his debut, directorial debut?
No, he did a movie in Keeping the Faith in like 2000.
Okay, so
That was like the only one that he directed, so it's like 19 years later, or 20 years later.
well, he's coming back. He's the writer-director of this movie. I didn't really have
I hated
any...
the trailer.
Yeah, I thought the
hated the
trailer was
trailer.
bad.
Oh, okay.
I'll be
yeah.
upfront and blunt about it.
Wow, okay. I think
did
we're
not-
all in agreement.
I did
then.
not
Yeah,
like
I don't think it
I
looked
didn't
that
get
good.
it.
I didn't think it looked good either.
It was just so weird. He
It was
has
so
a stutter.
disjointed.
He has, I mean, maybe it's just a poor. I mean, it could be good. It could be an overall good film, and they just had a poor trailer showing.
Absolutely.
True.
That trailer was badly edited. So bad.
But like, he's got a stutter in it, and
He's got Tourette's.
Then
Yeah,
sometimes
Tourette's
he doesn't
rather.
have
Exactly. Sometimes he doesn't
yeah,
have it.
So
and like you can. There's a scene near the end where he's like, called like his suit up scene, where he's like loading a gun and everything.
Yeah.
And he seems fine, but it's like he forgets his disability after after Bruce
either
Willis's character
one
gets shot.
that's part of the movie, that's part of the plot of the movie, or two, like that's just really like lazy, like forgetful moment of acting or whatever.
Absolutely. It just did not entice me because the story, I don't even know what it's
all
about.
over the place.
It goes from this direction to that direction. It introduces all these
It's 2.5
characters.
hours long.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And it might be good. It might
be.
I mean, when I saw the title, I thought, okay, maybe it's like a drama. Like
Yeah.
another, I did not think it was like a police procedural.
Then it was like a gangster
no,
film.
yeah, noir, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But there also looks like they're kind of commenting on like social commentary with like the African American stuff as well. And I'm like, okay, what is? I just got so confused what this movie was like what its plot was, what it was trying to say.
Omar coming.
Bruce Willis is in it. Willem Dafoe, Leslie Mann.
Yeah, it's got a good cast.
Alec
but
Baldwin. Yeah.
It's just not appealing to me.
No, it doesn't look appealing to me either.
Yeah, that was weird. Like, he gets shot, so you're to assume the first half he gets shot. You know, maybe he gets distracted in like a raid gone bad or something like that, arrest gone bad, and then they bring that corrupt mayor into it, and it's like, how does this guy with Tourette's connect to the guy with?
Yeah.
Okay, this is why I think it was confusing to me, because like at the beginning it kind of looked like you can understand what was going on, and then it came to a point where like it looked like Edward Norton's character got involved with Bruce Willis's character, but then it seemed like because of the way it was edited that his guys were shooting at Edward Norton, like he fucked up real bad, and now they're after him. But then it cut and it kind of looked like Bruce Willis got shot or whatever, and so like maybe I can't tell if like Edward Norton's character is like taking over or if they're hunting him. I really don't know.
Yeah, see, I'm looking up the synopsis right now.
Okay.
Tell me if you got this from the trailer.
Can't wait to hear it.
A private investigator with Tourette's syndrome works to solve the mystery of his mentor's murder in 1950s New York.
I mean, it was either that or the other what I just said.
I didn't know what his job was.
I didn't know who's his mentor. Is that Bruce Willis?
Yeah.
I didn't.
I could tell that. I did not know what Edward Norton's character's job was.
Okay.
I thought he was just like the local guy with impediment or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like just a local.
I don't know.
That whatever, I can't think of an appropriate word for that, but that's what I thought. Like, I didn't know, like, this guy didn't seem like he had a background in any sort of investigative police work, anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Edward Norton to play a guy with Tourette's syndrome, I feel like that's such an Edward Norton thing to do.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's just Edward Norton would do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
No. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. I mean, in the
anything
score,
to make the
in the score he played a mentally challenged person. So. Yeah, apparently it's based on a novel, a 1999 novel with the same name. I don't know. Sometimes novels, I feel like it looks like a novel because it looks like he's trying to pack a lot into this movie.
Yeah, 2.5 hours worth.
Yeah, 2.5 hours worth.
A lot. All right, so sounds like we're in agreement. This movie, whatever.
Not a solid week in the trailers.
Yeah,
so
not
far.
a solid week.
No, I had two. I really like 2 or 3 actually. I really like, but
next up we got Villains.
this looks kind of like, it reminded me of that film you like, Happy Games or whatever kind of sense. In a way.
Funny Games.
Funny Games, yeah.
Yeah, except for both of them are guilty. Like there's like one party that's guilty, and one party that's like the victims or whatever. In this case, they're both shitheads.
Right.
I actually this was my favorite trailer. I
Really?
saw it and I'm like, you know what? I
like this trailer too.
I actually do like this trailer.
Yeah, it looks funny, it looks quirky, and it looks kind of like a reversal of your expectations, which I really like.
You always expect the new generation to be more dangerous than the last.
Yeah.
I kind of thought it was weird, like so close, because we're gonna go see Ready or Not at some point.
Yeah.
And that kind of gave me the same impression as this Ready or Not
Same kind of humor.
Yeah, same kind of humor, same kind of premise where it's like someone being unknowingly hunted, kind of like that. I know Bill Skarsgård and Micah Moore's characters are, Monroe, my bad, are criminals in this one, so it's kind of not like they're good people, but
those are good actors though.
Yeah.
Bill Skarsgård and Micah Monroe.
Yeah.
Micah Monroe I haven't seen in a while.
I haven't seen her since It Follows.
It Follows, yeah. She was in Independence Day 2.
Oh,
and
I didn't see that.
That was pretty bad.
Is she just a scream queen now? I was kind of disappointed in her just being a scream queen.
She was in that movie that Brendan saw that one time. It was like that. It was kind of a dramatic movie.
Oh, Hot Summer Nights.
Hot Summer Nights. Yeah, she was in that. So she's been in a couple non-horror films. You know?
But actually, when she after It Follows, that is something that she was deemed. She was deemed the scream queen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she hasn't been in.
And The Guest too.
Yeah.
Oh, she was in The Guest. Oh, yeah, she was in The Guest.
Yeah.
That's the one with the guy.
Dan
Stevens.
Yeah. Okay, we saw that together, right?
pretty
Or was
good.
it
No,
The
I
Visit-
was in Florida.
Was that The Visitor?
No, Visitors. I don't know. You saw it though. I think you saw it with maybe Brian. I don't know.
Something like that.
I think Jake.
Yeah,
because
doesn't he at one point they're running through a carnival?
Yes.
They run through like a
Haunted House.
Fun house.
Yeah.
Okay, then I did see that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Good
a good
scene.
scene. It was a good scene. Yeah. Yeah, not to.
I mean, it looks good.
It does. I think it looks very interesting, quirky, and
I don't really know too
suspenseful
much.
too. In a sense. But I think the trailer showed kind of like being a complete antithesis to the previous trailer. This trailer gave you a good sense of the plot and the tone and kind of what it was about without revealing too much.
Yeah.
Whereas the last trailer didn't give you literally anything.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what is happening?
It leaves you with questions. Like, I think the biggest one.
Leaves you with good
questions.
questions.
What's going on with that girl?
I thought it was a interesting choice to release the first official trailer for it a month before it actually is released in theaters.
Yeah.
I thought I remember seeing at least some sort of sneak peek of this movie.
I kind of remember hearing about this movie.
Because I remember seeing it, like, okay, and that's how I got I'm like, oh, I remember seeing this because I like Micah Monroe.
Mm-hmm.
I like her a lot, so I was like, okay, when's her next movie coming out? And I saw that, and I don't know if it was a sneak peek or something, but I feel like to get a first official trailer for it, like a month before
the movie
release,
comes out.
that was an interesting task.
It's kind of like 10 Cloverfield Lane did the same thing, you know. Which, by the way, here's some news. Dan Trachtenberg, who did 10 Cloverfield Lane, he left the Uncharted movie from Sony. That's another Sony moment right there.
Oh boy.
Yeah, he left, which is like he's like the 5th director to leave.
They're not making that. And Tom Holland is in.
And Tom Holland is.
the star.
Tom Holland. Dude, I feel so bad for this guy.
He does not remind. I've never played an Uncharted game. I've always meant to. But he does not look like Nicholas Drake.
Well,
Nathan
he's supposed
Drake.
to be He's supposed to play like a younger version of him, which there is a in the third one, the beginning of it, they start with his backstory.
Well, in the fourth one too, they kind of go into like the orphanage and stuff.
Yeah, they do that too. Yeah.
So
is Uncharted, as a little tangent here? Is it like because I like the Tomb Raider games, the rebooted of
It's
them.
better.
It's better than
I think so.
It's like a real good Indiana Jones movie. Like it's like an Indiana Jones.
And
game.
especially the fourth one, like the action
It's so
is
good.
so good.
And the ending, oh my
Oh,
god,
it's
so good.
so good.
I hope they never touch it again.
I know, seriously, they
And that's
shouldn't.
my Naughty Dog, right?
Naughty
Yes,
Dog.
no, they're amazing. Because they
Going for
invented my
Last
boy.
of
They
Us.
invented my boy, Crash.
Oh, okay.
Crash baby.
Crap.
That's right. But yeah, it looks good.
Yeah.
All right, you know what else looks really amazing? Not this next film.
Yeah.
Did you guys like it?
What?
Jexy?
Jexy.
Yeah.
It never made me laugh. Never made me smile.
Okay.
It was just odd.
It was,
Like,
wasn't it?
I saw a lot of. I mean, it seems like a parody of
Her?
Her.
Well, yeah, but like, why is his phone the only one that does that?
Why is this a movie?
No, I don't actually hate the premise of this movie. Like, I don't hate it.
No,
I just think
it has potential, but
I
you
hate
got a good point. Like in Her, they all had that possibility.
Yeah, so like, why is it this way? Like, why is it like
a
this?
magic phone? Is it like?
Okay, don't. Whoa.
Well, no.
It's a fair question, but like, let's not even. I don't even want to think about that.
it's kind of like at the beginning of the trailer, it just kind of seemed like the phone was like, oh, like just it would happen, but it was more like it was more like a Her scenario where it was more down to earth, I guess you could say, where the phone was like sentient in a way, but it was more so just they were going through their day-to-day life and the phone was just being an asshole. But then it turned into like, oh no, the phone like controls your life now and like can control everything. And it turns into like a thriller, and I'm like,
she's very dominant and
yeah.
like,
Well, do you
we're in
remember
a relationship
when
now.
we were younger? The movie Smart House on Disney.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what this movie reminds. Just as a phone, it's
Dude,
in a
it
house.
actually reminds me of that too. That's so good.
Someone put it in the comments. I read the comments for this, and someone put it the best way possible to me, which was, this looks like a feature-length SNL skit. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
that is
kinda
actually
does look like that.
a solid way of looking at that movie. It's just an unneeded skit that all of them thought was funny.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is like Coneheads.
Right. Coneheads. Oh my gosh.
Oh boy.
Oh, that should have been a list we did. Top 5 SNL movies.
Yeah. We'd have 2 movies on the list.
Wayne's World.
Which one do you like better?
I thought Night at the Roxbury.
Wayne's World or Blues Brothers?
I thought
No.
It feels like. No, it's not. I don't think so.
Oh, you think so? Are you sure? Look
I
it
don't
up.
know what came first, the chicken or the egg.
McGruber was an SNL sketch.
Oh,
Wait,
God.
really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, that movie's kind of funny.
Yes, it was. Blues Brothers is an SNL movie.
Really?
It wasn't Night at the Roxbury.
Night at the Roxbury,
There's
SNL
another one.
movie.
Okay, there's way more than I thought. there
Wayne's
was.
World, Coneheads. Yeah, there's actually a lot. Ghostbusters, a lot of people call that an SNL movie, but it's not.
Nah.
It's just had a lot of SNL alum in it,
Yeah.
but it wasn't an SNL movie.
So yeah, I'm gonna say that like, and I always say that don't show your funniest moments in the trailer or whatever. But at least show me something funny. This movie doesn't have anything funny.
No.
Yeah, they would cut the jokes, like it would say, what the fuck, like, he would swear, he'd be like, well, this fucking sucks, and then it would be like, this September, or some shit like that. It would just cut they would make the sticking point a bad joke.
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with your phone? Or it's like, you're doing a thumbs up with your, when you're taking a dick pic. Like, who does that? Like,
I don't even remember what
that's
joke
like
you're
near the
talking
end or
about.
something like that.
Yeah, it's like you sent a dick pic to everyone in the office or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh
Something dumb.
It just seems like
man, maybe I'd like turned it off right before that.
like a sentient AI. Like, if that's what we're worried about with the robots taking over, like that sentient AI, like I think we'll be fine. Like that,
yeah.
that's stupid.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. But I like that she like controls him into like it seems like he doesn't want a relationship with his phone, but like she's like, yeah, we're supposed to watch this later, so you have to be home.
I
by this
honestly
time.
thought it was like an East Filipino movie, like an art house movie with the name Jexy, or an Indian drama or something.
I no clue.
Some shit going into it that it was just some random
it's
art house European film.
Instead, it's just Siri. Like it's
Siri.
Yeah.
If Siri was like
Well,
bitch.
I mean, Siri is a bitch, so.
with Adam Devine, is it Adam Devine?
Adam
Yeah.
Devine, Adam Devine, however you say it. Yep. Yeah, I don't know. No.
At least Siri has good taste in music. If you ask her like, "Hey Siri, what's the best?" And you name an artist, she'll tell you what the best album is.
Hey Siri, what's the best album from Kendrick Lamar?
It is Damn.
What is what?
Damn.
She's wrong.
It is dick.
I lied. She has bad taste.
Yeah.
It's To Pimp a Butterfly, easily.
All right. Well, you just disproved your point.
Well, yep. That's cool.
Yep. Anyway, let's talk about something that I bet you're excited for.
What are we talking about?
El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie.
Yes. This trailer like really didn't offer anything, which I'm kind of glad about. Although they did kind of spoil some stuff that happened at the end of Breaking Bad. But the most exciting part about it is the fact that it comes out October 11th.
Yeah.
It's coming out so soon. I never expected this, but at the same time, what Jake said, he's like, they don't give us any time to rewatch anything,
No.
which is true.
Yeah.
I don't have like time for like in a month, like to watch a TV show like that. Nah, I can't do it.
Are you guys ready to go? I've never watched Breaking Bad.
Well, I already knew that.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
What's up, everyone? This is Nico, just interjecting here in the middle of the podcast to let you know that this is actually going to be the end of the podcast because the most ironic thing happened. Well, we re-recorded an episode with Mark because the microphone had a problem last time. Well, guess what? The microphone in the middle of the podcast just completely crapped out and sounds like this. So, obviously, I'm not going to have an hour of just... So, this is where we unfortunately have to end it. We did a list of best directors, which is unfortunate. Maybe we'll redo that later on. It was a good conversation. Unfortunately, we lost it. After the 50th episode, we are going to invest in new microphones and a whole new setup because this is going to be something we can't tolerate anymore. I'm just going to announce it right here. We are probably going to announce it sometime later, but I'm just going to let you guys know right now. After the 50th episode, the whole channel is getting a complete rehaul. We're going to change the style. We're going to add new shows, take away shows. There's going to be changes. One of the changes is better equipment. That's something we definitely need to put on the list, especially after this happened again. This is just crazy. So thank you. That's the end of it. See you later.